beginning, and I'm going to continue to build on the answers. Hopefully you get the answers, okay, from that exercise last time. So basically that exercise was about what? It was about, we have the parameters, constant parameters, okay, in the model. It was not just a model with the specific equations of demand, equations of cost, but everything is modeled in terms of the constant parameters. Okay, so when you see the type of analysis with the parameters like that, then it is the type of analysis that we call comparative statics. Okay, comparative statics. Okay, we are doing comparative statics. So what did we have last time? We had the demand that was, okay, this is the structure of the model. The price is A minus BQ. Q is the total quantity, right? And total C, or total cost is CI/QI, right? CI/QI. Okay. So what can we do with a type of model like this? What are the implications? Then the story is that we are going to integrate the parameters here. Okay, we are going to say what A represents, right? What B represents, and what the cost represents. And we are going to show, okay, for a change in the the real situation. For example, we talk about technology improvement into new innovation, right? Research and development and AI, right? Or in the era of technology improvement. Okay, so if we talk about that, if we talk about the era now, then we focus a lot on new technology, on technological improvement, on the innovation, right? In some cases, we talk about innovative economy. Then what parameters is changing? So, for example, this is the basic model, the benchmark model that you saw last time. You told me what the reaction function was, right? The profit was, and so on and so forth. So that's the benchmark model. And now we say, okay, we have some changes in the environment. So change number one is that we have AI, new technology, technological improvement. So what parameter is going to change? What parameter is changing? New technology, new technological improvement, the artificial intelligence, right? Innovation. So what changes here? What parameter? Which parameter changes? The C, the cost, right? So that's exactly where we go. We are going to analyze situation number one, where we have new technology. Means one firm, okay, we have two firms here, firm one and firm two. For example, firm two improved technology. So that the cost of firm two, which is C2, is goes up or down? Goes down. So what changes with the model when C2 goes down? You understand? So that's the first assumption. Or some new dimensions we can introduce in the model when we have the general model like this. Okay, or we can have some asymmetric improvement. For example, one firm improve technology more than the other. So C2 reduces more than than the direction of C1, something like that. Okay, that's the first story. Story number two. Okay, the president, U.S. President Donald Trump, right, imposed new tariff system, right? The 25% tariff system on steel, aluminium, some kind of products from different countries in the world, including Canada, including China, including many countries. Okay, so you are writing the paper. Okay, you are going to invent a story. Say the impact of new Trump's policy on on the outcome of firms or the responses of the firms. Okay, to new Trump's policy, for example. So how can you do it? How can you modify the model to tell the story like that? Okay, and then you can calibrate the model by using the data. So I'm teaching you the methodology. When you see the model like this, you can tell a lot of stories, a lot of interesting stories. Okay, so when you have the new Trump's policy or tariff scheme like that, what do you think is going to change in the model? What is changing? Price? You said price? Okay, parameters here is only A, B, C1, C2. And price and quantity are the variables. Understand? So we have variables and we have parameters. So comparative statistics is when we talk about the changes of the parameters. Right? A and B and C1, C2. So what changes here? A, B, C1, C2. Huh?
So I think the B is going to change due to, well, it depends on the type of tariff that is. If it's one-time tariff on the, then it's A, but if it's the ad valorem, then it's going to be B, because it changes based on the quantity.
Okay. Okay. So you talk about whether it's ad valorem or specific tariff, right? And you start thinking about demand, right? So demand changes, right? Demand changes. So you talk about A or B. Two, it could be like more than one thing that change at a time. But something that is the most obvious when we have the high tariff is that the market becomes more difficult to access, right? In this case, the American market becomes more difficult to access, to get into the American market, right? The Chinese good, Canadian good, and possibly Vietnamese good as well. Okay, it will be more difficult to get in to the American market. Or in other words, the American market becomes, the size of the market, okay, becomes smaller because, okay, it is more selected. So the parameters that represent the market size include, include the market access, include the integration, like what we do in international economics, when we have tariff, when we have like FTA and so on and so forth. Is going to be represented by the parameter A. Okay, parameter A. Demand here, if it's a large demand like the American market is pretty big like that, or Chinese market is pretty big like that, but the Vietnamese market, Thai market is going to be small like this. So it's rather the A changes. Okay, so the second story we can introduce in the model is what happens if A goes down. You understand? Due to new Trump's presidency. Okay, so that's the second story. The third story, possibly, we can implement from here. So we used to have COVID, and now is the flu A, right? We talk about flu A, and we start talking about the vaccination or medical products to be against it. So, for example, due to the flu A, then the Tamiflu is the medical products there becomes more. It's of higher demand. More people wants to get it. So, in other words, the preferences toward some specific products can change, right? For example, due to the seasonal flus, the products against the flu can be of higher demand. So when we talk about preferences, what parameter changes? That's B. So B represents preferences, A represents the market size, and C represents the cost or related information regarding the cost, like technology, or even we also have information on the oil price, right? The Donald Trump's presidency also asked OPEC countries, right, to sell more in order to reduce the oil price in the market. You follow that news? So that also affects the cost, the C. Okay, so what I would like to say here is by developing a model of the general form like this, it will allow you to tell a lot of interesting stories that capture, right, the news on the real life. And you can use that as the stylized model, right, to tell very interesting stories. So that's the intentions of the exercise I gave you, and we are going to try with some of that. And maybe you can come up with some other stories, and you can modify the model as well. And later on, even when you do studies or you do research, you can do the type of model here, and we can say the type of the methodology like this is going to be called comparative studies. Okay? Khi mà các bạn làm cái kiểu gọi là mô hình lý thuyết, nhưng mà mình lại kể được rất nhiều những câu chuyện thực tế, thì đấy chính là comparative studies. Cô cũng biết dịch là tiếng Việt là cái gì. Comparative studies là cái gì? Tính so sánh. Statistics bây giờ nó lại là danh từ nhé. Comparative nó là tính từ, nên là tiếng Việt cũng không có. Nhưng mà nó rất là powerful trong việc các bạn đưa những cái bạn ô thì lý thuyết thế nhở, nhưng là thực tế như nào đấy, thực tế là như thế. Và thực tế hiện tại đang trên ở Việt Nam cũng như thế giới là đang rất nhiều những biến động mà các bạn có thể biết được rất nhiều thứ hay ho. Ở Việt Nam chúng ta cũng có tinh gọn cũng là giảm chi phí nha, đúng không? Cũng là chi phí giảm, đúng không? Tổng thống Mỹ cũng có tinh gọn, tổng thống Mỹ lại có thuế nó cũng có thể ảnh hưởng đến chi phí, đúng không? Nhưng thuế nó cũng ảnh hưởng đến market size. Đó, vậy đấy là một cái dạng phương pháp. Okay, so let's recall the result you developed last time. Can you tell me what was the reaction function? I also have my answers here, so last time I had a meeting, so I couldn't come, but I wrote down everything here. You have the answers with you. Can you go up and write down the reaction function? You write here, okay? Write small here because I need to draw the graph. Reaction function. I want the reaction function Q1 as a function of Q2. That's the equilibrium already. Wow. I want first the reaction function Q1 as a function of Q2 and vice versa. You can take your notes with you. You can bring it with you for the moment. Answer the questions. Khi nào mà cô cho bài các bạn luôn phải chụp lại nhé. Vì bài nó để học chứ không phải là để nộp cho cô là xong. Thế bây giờ cô sẽ anytime you have the exercise with me, please take a picture of that, okay? Because it's part of the lecture, it's not just a test. Okay, what else you also have? Do you have profits? If you remember, you can bring it. If you don't, anyone has it? Anyone has the answer? Okay. So first, Q1 is A minus C1 divided by 2B minus half of Q2. Is that right? And Q2 is A minus C2 minus, actually this is by symmetry, right? You can just change 1 and 2, you can derive it. Okay, so we are going to start with that. We draw the graph as the regular process that we do, okay? Now, guys are going to draw the graph. Okay. And Q2 is a function of Q1. Okay. So Q1 you need to draw, you need to write down everything here. Okay. And let's do one by one. Q1, the reaction function of firm 1. Q2 is 0, Q1 is A minus C1 over 2B. Q1 is 0, A minus C1 over B. Right? So this is Q1 reaction function. Các bạn xem của tôi đúng không nhá? Thì nó có 1 đến 2 có thể là bị lẫn đấy. Q2, Q1 is 0. Is that right? Check it. Wow. Đúng không? Đúng không nhỉ? Q1 reaction function Q2 is 0. And Q1. Q2 is 0. Q1. Đấy, nhầm rồi đấy. Nhầm rồi đấy. Nhầm vào cái này đúng không? Lại. Bình thường đấy là Q1R. Q2 is 0. Q1 is A minus C1 over 2B. C1. Đấy. C1. C2. Thì các bạn không cẩn thận các bạn đều viết cái giá trị to ở trên. Ok. I'm confident now. Đâu, chia thì bình thường chỉ có điều lộ số 1, số 2 thôi. Cô đã cố định để chia với 2 nó phải là mẫu phải to hơn. Đáp án thì nhỏ hơn. Thế mẹ cô vẫn có thể chia 2B ở trong cả lúc này. Chia 2B lúc nào ở trong. Any questions up to here? Okay. So this is the benchmarking Nash equilibrium, right? Nash equilibrium. So static, comparative static, number 1. What happened? Oh, I can have the questions in the following. And what happened to the firms when firm 2 improve technology or firm 2 adopt new technology? Okay, so case study 1, new technology of firm 2. It means C2 goes down. Okay? So we see what's going on here. What happened to the output of firm 1, output of firm 2, price the market, profits of firm 1, profits of firm 2, and why? You see? So that's the continuation of the exercise last time. It was not just an exercise to make you spend a lot of time on solving an ABCD, right? We have some applications there. So, what do we see here? We can solve in geometry by using the graph. You can also look at that by algebra, by the formula here. Right? So we have Q1, Q2, and then we also have perfect. We need the equilibrium Q1 and Q2. This is reaction. Now it's Nash. Nash, then only parameters, right? Reaction as a function of Q2. Q1 is A plus C1 minus 2C2 over 3B, yes. Right, and Q2 is A minus C2, 2C1, 3B. Okay. So first we look at the graph. When C2 goes down, what changes here? Here we don't have any C2, right? No C2, so nothing changes. Means reaction of firm 1 doesn't change. Only reaction of firm 2 changes, right? So when C2 goes down, then A minus C2 C2 goes down. Goes down, right? It means the reaction function of firm 2 shift to the left or shift down, right? Shift down, right? For example, somewhere here, we exaggerate a little bit so that our graph can no, C2 goes down, A minus C2 goes up. Các bạn nghĩ với cô nhé, cái này là cô sáng tạo ra nên là không có đáp án sẵn đâu. Đừng nghĩ mà nhầm đấy. Okay. C2 goes down, so A minus C2 goes up. So it should to the right, okay? Bởi vì mình có thể nghĩ ra kịch bản khác mà. Mình nghĩ ra kịch bản là anh ta phải bảo vệ môi trường nên chi phí nó lại tăng. Các bạn hiểu không? Đấy là kịch bản là do các bạn. Nên là cô, ví dụ tối TV nó nói cái khác thì cô lại sáng tạo ra cái khác. Cho nên là không có đáp án đâu, ý không nhầm đấy. Logic thì ok, nhưng mà cụ thể thì phải cùng nghĩ. Ví dụ các bạn giải quyết vấn đề green economy chẳng hạn, phải không? Thì tự nhiên chi phí nó lại tăng. Đúng chưa? Và bây giờ các bạn mới thấy rằng trong kinh tế là người ta phải cho từng thứ thay đổi một. Còn nếu các bạn cho một đống thứ ngoài kia nó thay đổi thì các cái parameter nó nhảy lung tung lên thì mình không thể giải được. Ok? Cho nên là trong kinh tế chúng ta mới có ceteris paribus là giả sử các yếu tố khác không đổi, cái này thay đổi thì sao? Khi các bạn học bài học đầu tiên của vi mô nó sẽ là như thế, đúng không? Đường cầu là như này, giả sử các yếu tố khác không đổi. Các bạn nói sao mà lại giả sử được như thế? Nhưng mà đó là lý do để mà không phân luận. Ok? So, okay, new reaction function due to a reduction of firm 2. Okay, now we are good because I can see. So the new Nash equilibrium is here, right? Then therefore we see that due to the savings of firm 2, saving on cost of firm 2, then firm 2 produces more, right? The output of firm 2 goes up, right? And therefore output of firm 1 goes down. Why so? You always have the questions of why. Why? Because the two are substitutes. The quantities are substituted. Therefore, one firm produces more, the other produces less. And since firm 2 save on cost, better technology, take larger market share, right? then naturally you expect in terms of profits, which firm gains more here? Firm 2. So our intuition is that, oh, this firm save on cost, then it's going to be the leader in the market. Okay, the firm is going to produce more and enjoy higher profits, right? And have some advantage in the market, while the other firm is going to produce less and profit goes down. And because of the nature of the quantities, that one is going to be substitutable for the other, right? So we say, oh, okay, we move from here to there, and you verified it, right? You verified it with your ISO profit, right? Firm 2, you have the ISO profit here, the ISO profit of firm 2 here. So closer to the Q2 axis, and therefore firm 2 enjoy higher profit. You see that? While firm 1 originally was here, but now it's here. Right? So quantity goes down, profit goes down. Firm 2, quantity goes up, profit goes up. Agree? So that's the intuition with geography. And now you need to double check with the algebra, right? So C2 goes down. So what can we do with that? So we are gonna take the following. When C2, the typical analysis of comparative statistics is to take derivative dQ1 dash dC2. Okay, dQ1, dC2 is negative. Right? C2 goes down, C1 goes up. Derivative is negative, right? So when it's negative, you say C2 goes down, Q1 goes up. You always take derivative this way. Okay, while dQ2, dC2 is dC2, dQ2, dC2 positive. Okay? And therefore, C2 goes down, Q1 goes up, Q2 goes down. How can we see it in the graph? It's here. When you do this, when you read paper, when you look at the book, it shows kind of thing like this. You say, oh, this is comparative statistics. Okay. Next, we have, what did I ask you? The total quantity. Okay. The total quantity in the market. You can write everything in terms of the parameters, and all of them have some implications. It's 2A minus C1 minus C2 over 3B. Price is A, C1, C2 over 3. Profit 1 dash is 1 over B squared. A plus C2 minus 2C1 minus 3. Okay? And profit 2 is A plus C1 So So we continue to examine the other variables. These are the variables. Okay, on the right hand side, the parameters. We examine the other parameters, the variables of the model. D total Q, DC2, what? Negative. D price, Nash, DC2, positive, right? D pi 1, Nash, DC2, positive, right? D pi 2, Nash, DC2, negative, right? Interesting story, right? One firm improve on cost, or we can improve it in the other ways around. That one firm improves more on cost than the other firm, right? Then that firm itself produce more, enjoy higher profits, right? So profit to go up, right? Q2 what? Sao lại giảm em? Có gì nhầm đó? Sai không đấy? Phải xuất thêm chứ đúng không? Nhưng các bạn thấy không? Mình làm xong mình làm toán xong mình phải nghĩ intuition mà sai, thế là sai đấy. Nó là khác giữa một người giỏi toán và một người giỏi kinh tế. Người giỏi toán là cứ cắm đầu vào giải toán thôi, ra kết quả gì kệ. Nhưng mà cái đấy là cái mà các anh châu Á là giỏi hơn nhé. Đúng không? Như thế là được đúng không? Okay. Everything is from the book. One second, please. I'm gonna check. Oh, wrong. Q1 A minus Q1 A minus 2C1. Q1 A minus 2C1. Đấy, nên các bạn phải chụp ảnh lại câu trả lời các bạn. Nếu mà khác của cô các bạn nói nữa như này mới đúng mà. Đó. Ok. It's from nothing but here. Nếu các bạn có quyển sách rồi các bạn cô đang giảng bài trong sách, nhưng mà chỉ có kịch bản cô sáng tạo ra là những cái gì thay đổi. Parameters nào change vì sao thì dựa vào thực tế ngoài kia cái gì đang thay đổi chúng ta sẽ đưa vào mô hình, và cái đấy chính là research thay đổi lần để ứng phó với điều kiện thực tế. Sai nha. Q1 DQ2 negative. Mình kỳ vọng nó phải tăng, các bạn thấy đồ thị nó tăng mà. Đó, cho nên từ lúc vẽ đồ thị cũng phải cân nhắc này, từ lúc giải phải cân nhắc này. Đúng không? Đã phải thơm bây giờ. So Q2 goes down, firm 2 produce more, firm 2 increase profits, right? While firm 1 produce less. Okay, and profit of firm 2 goes down. Now profit of firm 1 goes down. So next, we say what happened here? Why so? Or what are the intermediate effects? Means the effects on the total quantity and effect on the demand, the price in the market, right? So when C2 goes down, C2 goes down, then the total quantity goes up. This is very interesting. This is very important in terms of economic efficiency, right? So when we have innovation in the world, in Vietnam now, we talk about innovation, we talk about creativity. When we can save on cost, then the total quantity goes up. More goods are available in the market, right? When, whatever the firm, we don't care about whether firm 1 or firm 2 save on cost, or it's even better if both firms save on cost. Then the total quantity, the availability of the goods in the market, right, goes up. And it leads to the general satisfaction of consumers. Okay, it's going to go up. Consumers are going to be a lot happier. You understand? So that's what we say the social efficiency. Allocative efficiency. Okay? Next, when C2 goes down, then price goes down. So we save on the price goes down, right? Which is very good as well. Right? Như vậy nếu chúng ta nói một bài toán là tại sao sáng tạo, đấy các bạn thấy bây giờ kỷ nguyên vươn mình của dân tộc chú trọng vào khoa học công nghệ, đổi mới sáng tạo, chuyển đổi số. Đây bài toán chúng ta phải minh họa được ở đây. Được chưa? Kỷ nguyên vươn mình. Đây chúng ta có cái bài này chính là lệ gọi là motivation, mà nó thỉnh thoảng có lớp dạy bài này có lớp không. Nhưng trong cái bối cảnh hiện nay thì cái bài này rất quan trọng. Đó, vì đổi mới sáng tạo là gì? Đơn giản, nếu mà về kinh tế nó chỉ là chi phí giảm xuống, đúng không? Nhưng chi phí giảm thì nó dẫn đến kết quả rất là hay ở đây, bạn thấy không? Kết quả là tổng nguồn lực sản phẩm tạo ra trong xã hội tăng lên, đúng không? Đó. Và giảm chi phí thì giảm giá, cho nên người tiêu dùng rất là được lợi cái này, người tiêu dùng thì happy, đúng không? Cho nên social efficiency là tăng lên. Social efficiency tăng lên là nó liên quan đến cái bài toán. Tí nữa cô sẽ quay lại cái bài tập cô cho trước Tết. Nhớ bài compare efficiency, monopoly và duopoly không? Đúng không? Đó, bài đó cũng là liên quan ở đây. Monopoly và duopoly đấy. Thì efficiency của xã hội là tăng lên, tức là hàng hóa nhiều hơn, chi phí thấp hơn, giá cả thấp hơn cho nên người tiêu dùng được lợi và mặt bằng chung trong xã hội được lợi. Đấy là nhờ đổi mới sáng tạo đấy. Các bạn thấy không? Đấy, cho nên là innovation driven economic growth mới là như thế. Thế còn cụ thể trong cái bối cảnh chung như thế cho nên anh cứ đổi mới sáng tạo, anh cứ sáng tạo là sẽ mang lại ích lợi cho xã hội nói chung, là ở cái này. Còn cụ thể nếu mà cạnh tranh với nhau thì anh nào sáng tạo nhiều anh ấy được hưởng nhiều, đúng không? Anh nào sáng tạo ít anh được hưởng ít. Trong cái mô hình cạnh tranh bằng sản lượng, chúng ta sẽ có mô hình cạnh tranh bằng giá, bằng chất lượng, bằng những thứ khác, nhưng mà cái methodology sẽ là như thế. Các bạn sẽ tiếp tục viết nó dưới dạng là parameters, chúng ta sẽ làm rất nhiều câu chuyện. Okay? So we can show it's like profit here and profit there for firm 2, right? And profit for firm 1 and profit for firm 1. That way, just to complete the story. So now I'm confident that the algebra was good. The algebra. Chỗ này có thể nhầm nhưng mà cái derivative này thì không thể sai được bởi vì chúng ta đã từ đối thị mà ra. Cho nên cái dạng bài này cô nhắc đi nhắc lại nha, là làm các bạn phải trực quan. Làm toán nhưng mà phải trực quan nữa, chứ không là dễ nhầm lắm. Số 1, số 2 anh biết trước các bạn, cô chưa xem kỹ câu trả lời các bạn. Có đúng không? Trả lời đúng không? Okay, any questions? Was that clear? Okay, so can you do the same? What happened when we talk about specific change, okay, in the market where we have increased market size, new technology, okay, or reduce due to the Donald Trump's presidency, reduction of market size. Story number 2. This is story number 1, okay? In the book, they also talk about exchange rate, or you can see like the gold price changes, okay, or the exchange rate changes, because you can, the motivation to introduce a story of exchange rate changes. Let me tell you something in the book here. So in the book they have new technology, right? New technology, okay, which is the one we've been doing. And then some reasons I think we also have exchange rate. Exchange rate changes, right? Exchange rate. Okay, so what's going on in the world now that can motivate our stories about exchange rate? Again, Trump's presidency. You see, more emerging countries would like to join BRICS. Okay, and then the BRIC countries would like to develop its own currency to be against US dollars. Right? And then Donald Trump was saying, you know, US dollar is always number 1 in the world, here and there, okay? It can have some effects on the exchange rate. So if we have some changes in exchange rate, okay, you see what's going on. But let's go with the mathematical implications here, it's going to be easier for us. We have changes in C, and now it's a change in A, parameter A. Okay, parameter A. Means reduction because of higher tariff, right? Right, and therefore due to higher tariff, and therefore A goes down. Can you examine the dynamics when A changes? Market size. A goes down. Everything goes down. You see? So A here, A here, A. Everything goes down. So interpretation. What's the interpretation of that? The whole world seems to be against Donald Trump now because he is against the whole world when he imposed tariff against everyone. You see? And that's what it says. Profit goes down, you know. The total output of the world goes down because we cannot export to the American market, which is a huge market. See, even Canada, you know, a good friend of the U.S. Right, also be against Donald Trump's governance. Everything goes down, negative impacts. While new technology, positive impacts. See that? Okay. Next, preferences for some specific products. Okay. New preferences. Okay, leads to the B to be up. I mean, demand becomes more inelastic. Okay, we have higher demand for Tamiflu, okay, or higher demand for steel, aluminium, okay, but we have higher demand, so B goes up. B goes up.
Price. Except price. Else goes down.
B goes up, down, down, down.
Unchanged.
Doesn't change anything.
Down.
Okay? So, what does that mean? When demand becomes more inelastic, people have, you know, higher demand for the goods. Even price goes up a lot. People need to buy more Tamiflu vaccinations to be against the disease. Right? The demand goes up, and therefore it's also like negative to the system. It puts a pressure to the system, right? Even though the price doesn't change here, but the profit goes down, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So based on that here, you can tell other stories. Can you invent more stories? So these are the stories that I'm inventing and telling you. So can you observe what's going on around us and then try to bring it to our model here? So like I said, greener production, greener economy. We have to be more responsible to the environment, right? And therefore, what changes in the model?
C.
The C, right? C, but the C of both firms goes up, right? So if C1, C2 change, C2 goes up, but C1 also goes up. You see? So we have two changes at a time. Then what is going on here? Okay, you can write down and you can try to think over it at home. Okay, so that's what we say the green economy. What else? So usually you say double transformation by digital transformation and green transformation. So this is digital transformation. But digital transformation, the cost, the result of the cost goes down. But first, we need to invest more, spend more money, and then we can come up with some innovations and we can enjoy lower costs, right? So it's going to be beyond this process. We have to, spend more money first. What else can you think about? I believe that when we have the Donald Trump's presidency, lots of things go around us, like the war between the U.S. and China. The tension goes up. The trade war seems to be more, intense. The other corner of the world, Russia and Ukraine, right, is also another dimension, very important dimensions of that. Then our analysis of game theory, is going to be very powerful in this kind of analysis. You can see a bunch of research and bunch of arguments, are going to be brought out, in light of game theoretic approach. So for you as well, when you watch TV, when you read newspapers, do you read newspapers or just TikTok or something? If you read news, if you watch TV, you watch TV. Then, try to interpret it because, it's going to affect lots of things around us. Or when you look for a topic for research, graduation thesis or paper, it's going to bring the flavor into the analysis. Okay, take a break, and then when we are back, we are going to take back the exercise I gave you before the big holiday to analyze the story on efficiency.